In accordance with Chapter 220 of Massachusetts General Laws, this session is being audio and video recorded for live streaming and future rebroadcast. By remaining in this area, you acknowledge and consent to your voice and likeness being recorded.
Okay, let's go. You know, back in the 90s, the pinball was part of a mix with other coin-op games, and now pinball has gone off to be its own kind of a business. It's all of us, the pinball community, who saved pinball and took it in this different direction by buying games for the home. And who's been selling games to the home longer than this guy? Probably nobody. Todd Tuckey.
Well, many, many years, definitely. So it's only appropriate we start with the opening. And we're still here, 47 years. Wow. A lot of you, we've had employee changes over the years, a few steady ones. Kurt, a lot of you remember, has been with me since 82, 83, when we started selling out of the driveway in 84. That's when we started the large amount of sales, over 40,000 machines now. So that's a lot of games out the door. But I have a crew here and also in the audience, Chuck, Frank, this is Scott and Tony, and then we have Crystal and John, and also my daughter Terry and Greg, right there. They all assist, volunteer, help. I pay them meagerly, whatever, but we have fun. We pay with coffee and donuts.
I was going to say, I don't get paid. I'm sorry.
I couldn't afford Chuck. He's a very high-priced lawyer. So I couldn't afford him.
Coffee, just saying.
That's right, he did. But I treated to the burgers.
That's true, you did.
I did. We had burgers today. We thought we would do with this show is go something through the years, how things have changed. I'm not sure. Is this microphone or this one? Are both?
They're both on.
Both on. Okay. I think I prefer that, and not my face. I want to be able to people to be able to see my face. I could, actually. I've got my little box with the clips that Jillian set up. Over the years, things have changed. There's been sales started back in the 80s. I used to mail out lists of games for sale that we had in our warehouse. Jillian actually has some old flyers, I think. I'm not sure how well we'll be able to see them. Is that something you could key? The pinball sheet? Pardon?
Look at that. Let's do it. Wow.
Well, we used to send out. Can you make it full screen by any chance? This is one of the flyers we used to mail out. They were booklets, 4 pages. Then we went to 8 pages. We found 8 pages, so would ship with 1 stamp. And we would mail these to people who called after watching our TV show. So this is 1991, I think. I think it's 91. You can clearly see that. Can you zoom in any more, Jillian? We're just going to show this for a minute, but this is the page of just pinball machines. I actually had these in my warehouse. I had every single one of these. However, we only produced this every 6 months or so, so we had a fall and a spring, so we would sell some and get more in. But there's the $6 Million Man, $5.99. Solar Ride, $5.99. But to give you an idea, Strange Science, that was a big one, $12.99, because Strange Science was only like 5 years old, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Daddy's Top Rate, $34.99. That's when it was basically new.
Funhouse was still a big buyer back then. Funhouse was $31.99.
Yeah. Because that's the year it came out, 1990. It was about a year old.
With incandescent.
But
I was gonna say 8 Ball Deluxe $8.99.
can you imagine having all these games though?
I'll take it.
And we had, I guess, about 10,000 square foot of warehousing. The stuff was double decked and triple decked. We had them everywhere. We actually have, if you watch our videos, you can see we're piled high with games. Um, we wish, we could buy things at these prices, but back then the sales for a lot of these machines by the distributors, they had warehouses full of games that nobody wanted, basically. And at some point, we ended up throwing a few off the roof because there was, there were a lot of them. They were all over the place. I brought Terry and Tammy up amongst pinball machines. That goes into the 90s. So Tammy was 96 and Terry was 99, and they grew up around all kinds of pinball machines. And we had a lot of fun, and then we accumulated a staff of people that would come. Greg, for instance, has really a great job, but he loves fiddling around with these machines. And he just figured out what was wrong with an Allied Leisure Hearts and Spades with basically a meter. So figured out all these old chips were actually blown, and we ended up having a drawer full of them next door in our warehouse. So he was able to get the game up and running, which was kind of neat. And this is without an oscilloscope, just a meter. So a lot of the old stuff you can fix. Now Greg also does surface mount, which is wonderful because he's been fixing some of our surface mount stuff. He has the equipment, and he's able to do that. So that's really helped. But there's a lot of aspects to these older games, and that's what we featured in a lot of these clips. Basically, we walked around the warehouse and the showroom, and we spotted different things. And I said, you know what, let's make a film about it and see. Now, for instance, this one, Scott is here. Actually, let me see if I can get Scott. Scott?
Yes.
Oh, wrong Scott. Let me see.
One. Oh, the other one. Oh, the other one. I didn't know.
The other Scott.
I was trying to fill in for the
Stream Deck's not working.
Yeah. Oh, no. That's why I was saying what.
That's why the screen it looks that way.
You realize it would not be a TNT production unless we had technical difficulties, right?
Well, we're lucky to have Jillian here to help out.
Right, because usually we're just fumbling around
We are
on
fumbling.
the live broadcast on Friday nights or some of the videos we do over the weekend, and we have no idea how to figure it out.
Well, remember, my broadcasts are still free. I don't charge for
Todd,
anything.
speaking of free, while we're sorting this out,
Is this the
our
clip you wanted,
friends.
Todd?
Yes, there's Scott.
What's up?
Scott. Yes, Scott is cleaning with a product called Gojo. And we've been using this for years. What do you think of Gojo?
As far as I know, as long as I've been here.
Yep, a long time, Scott. And it does a good job. He when he works on these, he's able to, careful. This machine came in for a cleanup. We had sold it, has my 19-year sticker on it. And he didn't want anything else done to it. He wanted it, quote unquote, cleaned up. So that's just what we're doing. And Gojo takes all this crud right off. This is, Scott, I'm trying to remember. What was the stuff that you use again? I know he uses something that's not the new formula. What is it?
Make sure you get it without pumice.
Huh.
Pumice will scratch the playfield.
The original formula. And it
Yeah.
works wonders. You can also clean it
Then you
up.
got to go back to Steve and get it touched up.
Yeah.
Not make me happy.
Steven's always putting stuff in. He's in the background. But it polishes the playfield, and then you can use Lemon Pledge to clean it up. Right, Steve?
No. I don't like doing things twice.
Time. But anyway, a lot of you, we found out at the last show, were surprised that a product made in the early 60s does such a good job. I will tell you that we got that idea from John Sheehan, who worked for me. He came to work for me when he was 65 years old. He had just been laid off from active amusements because he was too old. And he told me he had a lot of years left in him. And he stayed with me until he turned 89. He didn't make my required retirement, which is 100. So he didn't get the pension. But you know.
It happens.
So you have to stick around. But he was there for a long time afterwards, and he introduced the Gojo because he would clean games that were being shipped overseas through Mondial. A lot of the Gottlieb and machines got shipped overseas after they were used here in America for a number of years, and they were stamped on the. You may find these lockdown bars are stamped for overseas Mondial right on the. It's impressed into the steel of the lockdown bars, and that was really good. He got very involved with it. A lot of these things, though, would happen where you take a few steps forward, you always have 1 or 2 steps back. So you have to kind of feel your way. The Gojo we've been using for years safely. It has not hurt the fields, hasn't damaged them, and we use lemon pledge to wax them. And the customer can do that too. Once again, I get all these emails, but you know, that's how we do it. Now, you also have to think about the painting on the game, keeping the play fields and the painting clean. And Stephen is our expert working on this really terrible Mars God of War. We had to take everything off the play field, and this is a 1981, I think, 81, 82. What do you think, Stephen?
Doing some touch up. Touched up the planet. Still wet. Don't touch it.
It was all worn out. That was all bare wood.
Yes, take the pop bumpers off. It makes it a lot easier to paint in there.
And that's the beginning of it. And then, of course,
No, luckily, no. We didn't have to peel anything up.
Now, Stephen doesn't put the parts on. Other people do. He just does the paint. His cabin.
The first stage would be cleaning it. The second stage would be touching it up. Trying to make it look pretty. Trying to bring it back to its original state.
Now, oddly enough, this was the best.
Everything is prettier than you. Everything.
Everything, yes. We have 2 more of these that I have in my parts sale.
Yep.
We just couldn't do it. But Stephen did a nice job on that one. He's now actually finishing the cabinet. The customer, of course, is screaming, "Where's my Mars?" I said, "Well, it's not ready yet." But
Todd, speaking of screaming, we're getting some shouting in the chat for perhaps a little bit more volume.
more volume. Well,
Give us a little bit more. I don't know if we're in the yellow or
I could
red, but
speak
we can
also through this. This one sounds better. The big mic.
And
No.
Todd, if you want to test your mic, you can thank the Pollock family for their $5.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. We're streaming live on the TNT channel too, which is nice. By the way, last night and today's video will be 12 noon tomorrow. It'll be on our channel. So actually, at some point, I'll film everybody here. So we'll have that edited. I edit upstairs in the hotel room at 1 a.m. and then it uploads overnight. So that way we can be ready to go. People want stuff quick. Interestingly enough, we have some footage, and I want to turn the microphone over to this young man on the end, Chuck. How about you do your segment?
It's my turn?
It is.
Todd, you love hearing yourself talk. I can't believe you're giving me the microphone. Well, it's been a long, strange trip, as I suspect many of you know, since you've been along for the journey with TNT Amusements. And one of the issues that comes up constantly with TNT is when we put a game up for sale, whether that's as is or whether it's fully restored. One of the first questions we always get is, why does it cost so much money? Oh my goodness, you're charging $3,100 for a Mars God of War? I can go on Facebook and I can get one for $900 or $1,400. Well,
Plus tax and freight.
of course. Well, as everybody in this room probably appreciates, but some people don't appreciate, there's an awful lot that goes into these games before they go out the door. And I got to be honest, even if you're buying a game from TNT that's as is, what that typically means is that all the beautification of the game hasn't been done. So maybe LEDs aren't in it. They probably are. Maybe the playfield's not repainted. It's probably been touched up. Maybe the cabinet hasn't been redone, but it probably has. But electronically, the game goes out completely rock solid and as close to bulletproof as we can make it. You know what? Let me do this. Can we cue up
Todd,
the video?
this is what I was talking about. Okay, take this Paragon for just a moment. Okay, back in the day, what did you sell a Paragon for?
Can you put a full frame?
Exactly. And what's it going for now? Right. And so people hear that
Way to
price
miss
and
your
they
cues,
say, "Oh my
Todd."
goodness, this is so expensive. I can't believe how much this machine has gone up in value." Why is it going up in value so much? Is it rare? No, you can find these, they're fairly regularly available. Is it an amazing machine that's unique and has all this wonderful stuff to it? Well, I personally think this play's fabulous, but it's not that unique. I mean, there was nothing really innovative about this. The problem is that just like everything else, the cost associated with dealing with this machine has gone up significantly. I mean, look at all the work that goes into this just to get it running. I mean, it's running okay now. A couple of bulbs out. I know we've had problems starting this one up because this one just came in. But just the cost associated with getting this machine up and running is significantly higher than it was 40 years ago when this thing was out there. You used to send these machines out, because I know you've told me, where you would say we'd wipe them down, maybe you'd do a little bit of touch-up, you'd send them on their way. And that was great. I mean, because you didn't have to do anything. The machine was 4, 5, 6 years old. That was easy. And you could charge the kind of prices you charged earlier. Now look at this. I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but I just bumped this machine, and it no longer is lit because it's got power supply issues. It may have a board issue. Replacing a board is going to cost you a few $100. Replacing a power supply is going to cost you even more than that. And that doesn't even account for the labor that goes into this. I mean, look, we saw this a little bit earlier when Scott was talking. You know, this is kind of amusing that this foil is over the spot here. But to pay someone, to pay the amazing Steven, for example, to touch up this playfield, look at all the work that's involved here. Look at this cabinet. I mean, look at this. There is a lot going on here to get this thing back to where it was and what it could look like. Right, Steven?
You got that right.
And Steven works hard.
I want to know what this silver tape on the playfield is.
It didn't work, so he decided to fix it. Now, I have a question for you. Are we going to be able to pull this tape off and not damage the paint?
Absolutely not.
Exactly. And so there is a perfect example of what Steven needs to do when these machines come in here. The spinner works. Look at that. Look.
Only you would care about the spinner right now.
And the rubbers are in good shape. Look at this. They're fabulous. Look at them. Look, they're amazing. They're wonderful. Too bad we're not doing the bargain basement or the best offer sale anymore. We could sell them. But, I mean, you can attest firsthand to what goes into these machines and the cost associated with it. So the next time you want to complain about how much a machine is, take a moment and think about what's going into its restoration.
A ton of work goes into everything that we do here. People have no idea.
And
the hours spent.
And am I wrong in saying that oftentimes there's no way you're billing every hour that's worked on this machine?
No, we can't.
Exactly.
We can't.
Exactly. So, I mean, Mars God of War is another example. I mean, look at this.
I've already spent hours on the playfield, and the cabinet hasn't even been touched yet. That's going to be.
And how many hours is the playfield? Is the cabinet going to take?
That's at least a day.
Right. Absolutely.
Probably. And my days are 9 or 10 hours every time I'm here, every day.
Exactly. And you will get this thing, because I know you work firsthand. It's amazing. You will get this thing working unbelievably well. Not only will it work fabulous, but it will look fabulous. And I know how meticulous you are.
The touch-up that someone else did?
Oh, you mean that's not supposed to be there? Wow.
No, that's what our competitors do.
Exactly. Now, what about the high speed? The high speed. Did you touch up this cabinet? I can't remember.
I absolutely did.
I was going to say, it looks perfect is right. And that's the kind of product that you get out of here. But it doesn't show up without a whole heck of a lot of work. Look at the playfield. Look at the lighting. Look at the back box. Look at everything that has gone into making this thing damn near perfect. Unbelievable.
Just like the camera work.
Everything from mylaring to doing the cabinet to the firelights, This thing is,
I probably have about 20 hours into this game.
and there's no way you're going to build 20 hours to this restoration. So I think the takeaway
can't.
from this is, when you're thinking about buying a restored machine and you see that machine online for, Todd, what are you seeing those for? What are those goofy prices we always see?
Well,
No, the other one.
1,900, 1,400.
Yeah, exactly. When you see those prices, you're getting what you're paying for. And if you want a boat anchor or a piece of junk, you're welcome to it. But if you want an artist to work on your machine, you got to
Want
pay
it done
for
right. I'm not cheap.
No,
Not?
only Todd is cheap. Todd, Steven, should we send it back to him?
Absolutely.
Todd, back to you.
Well, isn't that nice? I'm not cheap. I think I've had a fair price. Well, anyway, Scott Parisi here, he had something interesting to remark about that very paint job on the legs. I'm not sure if you're aware, but Stern was the first to do something unique, and you're going to see it now with Pokemon. And I had no idea until Scott pointed this out. Let me find the Scott P key. Here we go.
Good afternoon. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Pintastic 2026. I'm not sure if I'm starting here, but either way, I'm going to say hello and welcome again. For those of you that were here last year,
Wait a minute, isn't that the same shirt you wore last year?
we're not here to talk about that right now. I'm here
It is the
to
same
kind of
shirt.
follow up and build upon what we talked about last year, which was restoration and whether or not it was worth it when it relates to pinball machines. But we're going to talk a little bit this year about pinball protection and how do you preserve your pinball machine. I'm going to talk a little bit just about protecting the cabinet art, and I'm going to show you a few examples, and we're going to discuss evolution along the way. So here's a really old, more than 40 years old Mars God of War. You see here, this is a machine where the metal legs would sit right on the cabinet, and generally speaking, what those legs would do is dig in and damage what used to be painted artwork, and all they would really do is preserve the original color underneath the legs. But pinball has really come a long way since then. Let's talk about that, shall we? One innovation I bet you everybody's seen before is this, right? This is the piece of plastic you put in between your legs and the cabinet art, so it keeps the legs off the art and helps to preserve your game. But Todd, come with me. I want to show everybody something here. We're going to go walk through one of the classic pinball machines from the DMD era. And by the way, this is fun for all the fans of our YouTube channel. You know this Adams family. It's been here for well over 4 years. But I want to show you, so this has been refurbished. Now, this machine is from roughly 1992, has new artwork on it, and I'm going to show you, I have this piece of paper here, but these legs sit right on the cabinet. Look, I can't, no matter what I do, I can't get this piece of paper to go in there. So even though the artwork is brand new, those legs are sitting right on top of it. So over time, if you're moving it a lot or shaking it, you risk or run the risk of your art getting wrinkled, and nobody likes wrinkled art. Luckily, the legs will hide it a little bit, or if you put these plastic pieces on there, that will help not only hide the wrinkles, but prevent perhaps future and additional wrinkles. But there's actually been some evolution and innovation in the cabinet artwork protection space. Todd, let's go to this Medieval Madness remake limited edition. This is really neat. This is from Chicago Gaming. But look here, there's a metal piece that sits on top of the artwork in between the leg and the cabinet. So with that there, that is actually going to prevent the legs from sitting directly on the art, and that's going to help preserve the appearance of your cabinet. And most of these games are not on location. They went immediately to collectors and they're sitting in people's homes, but now you're not going to have those legs sitting on there directly on the artwork, especially when the machine is being shaken or moved over time. But there's even been more innovation. Everybody knows Stern. We've got Pokemon Premium right here. Very recent release, brand new, fun game. Look what Stern have done here. Now, they also have the protector here. We have the original bolts in place, but they've actually taken it a step further now. You have on each side here this little cabinet protector, so the leg is not only off the machine at the top because of this bracket here, but then you have those two little pieces that basically come out and keep the legs even further from the cabinet to further preserve your machine. And also, you look here, just while we're talking about it, on the side armor, they also have armor that extends over the buttons, so the oils from your hands do not damage the artwork. And the artwork should really always look very good unless you have a mishap going through a doorway or somebody wants to carve their initials with the high score in the side of the cabinet, forgetting you can actually enter your initials into the game.
I'm sorry to interrupt your video, but you just set this up, and look.
That is beautiful.
It's custom.
I'm gonna fix this hole.
Custom.
It
I
doesn't
think we
work.
saw this earlier.
$1 for every time you've said that.
Well, we didn't show the full cover.
This way, the ball just says this. Oh, it still gets stuck.
Now I'm going to tilt. Oh, no, they took the tilt bob out.
Now, here's the thing. Let's see if I peel this back,
What's on
whether
there?
it would actually work.
All right.
Nope.
Nope, not at all.
You press to start a game, young man. Right now it's an advertisement.
No. It would kick out. Here, let me try this. Let me wiggle the playfield connector.
Now I'm going to show you a
Did you see
quick
the
way to
lights went
test
out?
coils to see if the
No?
driver
Nope.
board is bad or the wiring in the game
Playfield lights.
with a
This
single
plug.
piece of paper.
All the pins are
This
bad.
thing was, we got this all
It
fixed up
doesn't
since
work.
the video.
Chuck.
Shock.
But the hole still doesn't work.
No, we
But do you hear the sound? So the game knows the ball went in the hole, but it doesn't pick it out. So, I'm going to show you how to get a piece of wire, a single wire, in a moment.
Sounds great.
This was done on the cuff.
None of those coils have been replaced. When I had the playfield up, you could see it.
So we
These
know the
all
switch
originals.
All right.
So something over here.
So one of those
This
driver
one's really
transistors is
loose.
bad. Now you can do
So the
this
chances are excellent.
anytime with the game in game
It could
mode
be this
or
one.
with the game in just
So,
game over
here.
mode.
Now, you take a piece of wire.
So I'm going to show you how to create a wire
Like so.
and how to carefully prepare the wire.
You carefully strip it.
Todd, we have a question from the audience.
Oh, jeez.
They want to know what you're spitting and why. Never mind.
Wait,
There we
I
go.
landed in the playfield.
Question answered.
So you
Oh,
touch
boy.
it to the ground,
This is where you insert the
and then
zap.
you touch it to
Oh.
the tabs.
Oh.
Now, I did not figure out which transistor it was that fires the coil, but one of those transistors didn't make a noise. It did not fire the coil.
Oh no!
Meaning the problem
Oh,
is
dear.
not the transistor, but one of the chips on top.
Worked
Because
beautifully.
I forced the transistor to
incredible.
fire.
The transistor's bad.
Okay.
See, I did it.
Well, I'm done robbing the spotlight again from you, Scott. Let's get back to you.
But I'm going to show you what's the big difference these make as compared to what we showed on Adam's Family. So this is Star Wars Fall of the Empire, limited edition. Now, if you look here, this one also has the protector underneath, and if you look now, this paper goes right in. So this artwork is not sitting directly on your cabinet like it was
it
on
doesn't
Adam's
have that
Family
ugly
and like it did on the
cover.
older machines. So these metal pieces that are underneath the legs are also things you can buy as accessories for your pinball machine. It'll cost you a couple bucks. You get 4 of them, put a couple screws in, and then all of a sudden you have a way to keep those legs away from your cabinet art. And it should preserve it and help it to really look new forever. And ideally, you have a long-term partnership with your pinball machine in the house, and it always looks great. But anyway, just wanted to talk a little bit about evolution and innovation in protecting the cabinet artwork on your pinball machine as a follow-up to last year's discussion on restoration and whether it was worth it. Thank you very much, and Todd, back to you.
Wasn't that nice? Thank you, Scotty, for assisting us. Jonathan, who couldn't come because he's busy moving and delivering games, he wanted to have his say about some of the brand new pinballs, and we
Johnny?
recorded this.
Johnny, you're always complaining. Oh no!
You're exhausted, aren't you?
I'm tired of setting these games up.
That's my
Set a
brother.
single one up yet?
Well, brother Rob. Now look, this is Jonathan, and this is his daddy.
Wow, look at
Yep.
that.
We have 2 generations here.
Hold still. I think there's
This is a arcade
Sure.
version.
I don't bother with instructions.
They don't give you any.
Now we have to open this up because we are installing our repair button.
Let me get a Phillips screwdriver.
So we're going to be
We
putting
made a
the,
video showing
the
how to put
refresh
these
button
into
in.
all Jersey Jacks.
So
And of course, this is
we don't have to do it
Princess
later. Now
Jillian's
Johnny
suggestion
loves doing this,
and
don't you,
providing
Johnny?
me the link. to buy these. You can buy these.
Did you follow
kits
these
for
instructions that
$8
says
on
do not
Amazon.
cut strap?
I did.
Okay.
Well, I was getting it
Well,
on
this
the
is
cart
this
by myself.
Pokemon is ready to go. This guy's having a stroke. He wants to know why he didn't get it sooner.
Oh.
You know. But
But
and Rob, I'm going to assign you to clean these balls because you're pretty good at that. Robbie?
You have to remember not to dump them in. I think all of you know now.
We're out of
Jersey
room.
Jack ships them in oil, so you have to clean the oil off carefully.
Oh, my sold folders. There he is. You see, life at TNT is fun.
Yeah, that's the
I
description
can
would
hear
give it.
you.
two people do all the work and I sit around. Fun.
I'm exhausted from just walking around. You tired me out. Did you think this thing's going to work if I plug it in?
I thought we won't be able to, sweetheart.
Why?
How many have you set up? You should already know there's
Oh,
a single one.
plate.
who puts this stupid plate on the back?
No, would you?
The screws are probably tight. They're tight, too. Oh.
Nothing could be handled.
Oh.
And now Jonathan makes this point.
Oh, go ahead, Jonathan.
Dear Jersey Jack and Stern, stop putting this all on here. It's awful. Just strap it to something.
Or put it in a box. Right.
Yeah, the bolts in
What
the
a
games,
pain in
I
the
hate.
ass.
We all hate. It's an extra,
More
a
work
whole
than has to
other
be.
step.
That's right. Thank you. See, now you heard it from the guy that sets this great stuff up. Robbie, a 1/4-inch nut driver to take that off.
In a
I
second.
think so.
He went to the bathroom.
Brother Rob has it plugged into the
Went
wall.
to the toilet.
Oh yeah.
God.
Good. Nothing. Dead as a doornail. I can hear the record player inside the record spinning.
As it loads.
Needle is coming out. I'm going to sit down on the vinyl record in the back. The arcade
stuck in the
edition has
80s
vinyl
for sure.
records. Still nothing. It has to load 4 billion files. It's going as fast as it can. Rob! So far, so good.
Brother Rob works
Looks
for me
ready.
2 days a week. He's 73.
Oh, it's pissed. Something's wrong. Wait a minute. It's pissed off.
Coin door is open. Press enter to view
Uh-oh.
the test report. Oh,
Well, the plumb bob is easy because they always put this blob of stuff on.
I
So
hate
let me
that
get rid of
phone.
that. Right there, that's gone.
check matrix switch 28.
Right in lane.
Stuck closed.
Up. Well, that's
Now we have
fixed.
another one.
34 now. Slingshot upper right.
Upper
stuck
right. Okay, that's
closed.
another one. The slingshot.
Upper right.
I had to figure out where it was because I just didn't know. But I
Ew.
spotted it.
Oh, God, I hope it's not under here. Yep, there, it's up here.
Find it?
Went away, yeah.
Shit.
I had to tighten up there, loosen up the
may
rubber
be
in the
fixed.
front.
Because I'm great.
Fixed it.
You don't get to be my age without being the greatest thing on earth. All right.
Jesus, look at that thing. Holy shit.
So, as all of you know, you have
Well,
to do little
unfortunately, we're going to have to put up.
and it's best to
It's
fix
not
it.
happy. The game does not like it.
Yeah, the tilt has to be
The game's not happy. All right, let me fix the tilt.
And then once you get these set up, you're pretty good to go. But
I really screwed it up, Rob.
Couldn't wait a couple more minutes.
No, I couldn't. I was anxious. I wanted to play. Fixed. Now let me see if the slingshot's good.
Shoot the inner loop.
I'm not happy with that slingshot. I'm going to have to fiddle with that.
fiddle with
Professor Dumbledore, sir?
Oop. Yeah, the switch is too tight. I'm
But
going to make
once
the
again,
rubber
This is what you
fat.
do.
Do you know how it is,
Yeah.
Robbie, to
I
make
like
something
to go
fat?
over all the machines one last time before
Been
we wrap
watching you
up.
fatten up for years.
No, it's not
We played
happening.
a couple games.
All right, we'll
and,
level it up. Have you had
got
enough of
delivered.
me?
The Potter Arcades came in. Then we got that thing out, and out it went. Didn't it, gentlemen?
Absolutely.
Use the word fiddle as a verb instead of a noun, which is excellent.
Well, we run out of room in the back to set the new games up, so we do it in the party room because they're only there briefly unless we have to update the code and stuff. As a matter of fact, we just sold our last Elton John new
Yes.
Platinum and new Collector's Edition. They're all gone. We have no more new ones left.
I didn't see Mike clapping.
The regular price, 12 and 15, but they're gone, and that's it. No more Eltons. And
I had a question in the chat
yes.
during that video, and it was accompanied by a $2 super chat. Somebody wanted to know why they heard a godlike voice over the narration.
That was me.
I don't know that you've ever been described as godlike.
Well, you know, we became very famous during our best offer sales, courtesy of Jillian.
No.
Jillian actually came to me when things
No.
were bad during COVID. Things were bad. And she came up with the idea of doing best offer sales. And we started with number 1.
Take credit for it anyway.
And you did. And then she designed our auction site because she has an auctioneer license, or she did at the time. And although we couldn't call it an auction, we had to call it a best offer sale. We ended up doing 100 of them.
Yes, we did.
Over 4 years. Now think about 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. A lot of sales. The last sale was number 100.
Not without
and we
taking his
closed
shoes
down the
off.
site because it served its purpose. So the best offer sales are finished. But it was good. Yes.
Obviously, the Harry Potter is a brand new game. When you inspect the brand new games before they're going out, about what percentage of them tend to have issues?
Little problems like that. 75% of them.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, 75. Yeah.
What percentage have issues that you have to do anything really serious?
Well, the Elton John that we opened, the brand new, was at the Collectors. One of the lamp boards, LED boards, were bad. So, well, yeah, that's a different one. But so we robbed the. I have an Elton John.
In the showroom.
Platinum in
As
the
a platinum,
showroom,
yep.
and I can't sell it. It's got a big. It's been painted on the back, not for sale. So it's our show game. It's been there, God, 2 years now since something came out.
Probably longer than that. Yeah,
probably maybe
about close to 3. Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I have to take it out of the showroom because I can't sell it. It does work. How many places does it have? 25,000 or something?
Oh, probably
It's
more
got a
than
lot of
that. That's one of
places.
the most popular machines we've
But
ever had.
that's been our
Yeah.
parts machine until we get new parts. So we robbed the LED board out of that to get this game going. And then I'll get one from Jersey Jack and both Stern are very receptive.
But
And we
that's
get
pretty
stuff
rare,
fast.
right? I mean,
That's- yeah, for board,
you know,
for an actual board.
damage in shipping happens, things like that. Occasionally, there's what I'd call a major problem, but for the most part, you're pulling stuff out of the box, you're adjusting switches, you're making sure all the packing material is out. Occasionally, a ball gets stuck, you have to make an adjustment, but it's not significant.
If you get a new game in the box, walk around before you sign the papers. If you see a hole in it, courtesy of a forklift finger
Oh, that
going
happens.
through it, you should check it. And yes, you make a note that there could be possible damage. We had not one but 2 Star Wars Limiteds that were damaged by the good old Roadrunner Trucking Company.
And don't forget...
Roadrunner, the coyotes. Yeah, they don't use Roadrunner.
Don't forget that
Don't use them.
if your game has been sitting around for a while, have some new batteries on hand, too.
Well, that would be AA s. The lithiums tend not to leak, except
They
earliest
tend not to
ones.
leak, but they die over time.
LEDs do. Lithium batteries will leak like a clear acid, but only after about 25 years. So the Gottliebs are now doing that. They're leaking Gottlieb System 3s. The lithiums are now starting to leak. So that's a good thought. I like that thought.
I knew you would.
But getting back to the best offer sale, during our live shows, we go live every night, every Friday night
don't
at
go
9.
live every night. Come on.
Every night at 9. But I ran, I guess.
No, you did not run. Don't
in
lie.
the summer.
Well, about over a year ago, my daughter was fascinated with the movie Conclave.
Oh, no.
And she made a 1-minute video of Conclave. She filmed it in my studio. We have a stage and studio in my house.
Of course
and
you
she
do.
filmed this here. Let me find it here.
You don't have that one.
Oh, it's not here.
Thank goodness.
So you can get the high-res one.
Thank goodness.
Oh, okay. So, but
so
if you've all
disappointed.
seen Conclave, we all got together. What's the sound-only button then?
I don't know.
You
Remember the clip that I had that she sang over live?
right?
That is just the music with no words.
Oh, okay. No, then.
It's the good version.
Nice.
Well, we filmed with the boys our own conclave.
We did.
And I think it's the UCC, right?
Yes.
Let's have a conclave. I wanna have a conclave. Lock the doors tight. Let's have a conclave. Sister Agnes, don't forget your habit. Let's have a conclave. I wanna have a conclave. Vape, lie, vote. Let's have a conclave. We're gonna deceive and vote and lie and vote. Vape. A conclave is a meeting for finding a new pope. Smear campaigns and men who are vain and votes in envelopes. And though we walk the turtle and share a password or two, light that cig, heaven forbid, we're sequestering for you. Conclave, let go, Tucci, Roro. Conclave, let go, Tucci, Roro. Refines, you're so fine, let's have a conclave.
So everybody here in the room and plus others were present when we filmed that in our last bargain basement. But oddly enough, that's our best offer sale, our final sale. And we got a surprise. They surprised
nothing matches
and
up.
presented me.
That actually took 2 hours to put together. What a mess.
And
it was actually filmed in a different language and dubbed. You didn't notice. Oh, we had so much fun.
Todd, you need to
Now,
post that as a separate video so we can run up the views and beat the original.
we could.
We will.
An homage to Scott, absolutely no
And
purpose
we have
whatsoever.
the turtle. That we're
This was
watching
the
these,
original filming turtle.
live best offer sales.
Oh.
You can see it's holiday time.
But this is not the original costume. Because where's the original hat? I had it on here at some point.
I don't know, you stole it.
Anyway, it's around here someplace. Anyway,
Check Roro.
Give me the cake. I'm gonna put it away.
okay. Should we cut it and put it out?
No.
Okay.
We'll cut some ice cream cake.
One more set.
All good.
So we're going to go to another set. What on earth is
And
happening?
then Jillian and the girls surprised me with it.
Did we go offline?
We did.
Right in the middle of Tin Man.
Here, hold this.
And Tammy came and did it live. The final
Let's
show.
have a conclave. I want to have a conclave. Lock the doors tight. Let's have a conclave. Sister Agnes, don't forget your habits. Let's have a conclave. I want to have a conclave. Vape, lie, vote. Let's have a conclave. We're going to deceive and vote and lie and vote. A conclave is a meeting for finding a new pope. Smear campaigns and men who are vain and votes in envelopes. And though we walk the turtle and share a password or two, light that sick, heaven forbid, we're sequestering for you. Conclave, let's go. 2 3, Roro, conclave. 2 3, Roro, grapevine, you're so fine. Now I came out of sequester after a year.
Now you get to
and
see
I've come to
everybody.
give you your turtle.
Oh!
And I've come to invite everybody here to my special club. I like to call it Club Conclave. Everybody get up and dance! Let's go, Conclave! Let's go! 2 3, Roro, Club Conclave. All right, God bless you all. Mwah. Good night.
Thank you, Tammy. I didn't know she was coming. Wasn't that a nice surprise, my little girl?
We only have 3 viewers left.
Oh! T.A. Kasky, you should be here.
I got him. I'm coming back.
This is what
that
passes
was
for
a
entertainment at
complete
TNT.
That's why you got up.
Wait a minute. It started again.
That's why.
Oh, no.
You that now I understand. That was such a great. How nice.
You know the best
so
part
nice.
about that.
Good, we're
I have
watching
to
it
be
a
honest.
second
There's two things. There's two things. One, the utter joy of seeing your daughter here, it was fabulous. And two, that's the most exercise you've gotten probably in 30 years.
It's true.
Thanks, folks. Appreciate you watching tonight. And
I
we
should
hope
have
to
cut
see
the
you
ending
again
off.
real
but,
soon.
A grown man, yeah. Well, I thought it was important, and we'll probably retire Conclave now. So we should. Well, I still have people like Steve. Here's a real quick clip. He used to run the Gameseum, and I found this clip going through files for this show tonight, and I thought I would show you
Give
this.
you a nice
It's only 30
big hug.
So that was the hug shot. So, but I had to throw that in. It was only.
No, you didn't.
Well, I can't keep my daughter out. Now, Terry is in. Terry actually, we have hundreds and hundreds of manuals, and we have sold hundreds and hundreds on eBay. But I still keep her in the back, working on these. Hi, Terry.
Hello, everyone. Of course, I would be here in the back working on manuals. Would you like a Strike Master one, perhaps? I have categorized, with some help of other people, categorizing numbers to the B's in here, and it's all alphabetical order all the way back here. We have so many listings on eBay, and then we have our shop copies as well. So they're all alphabetized, and
That's great. Look, legs.
They're everywhere.
Our powder-coated legs, and our
More legs.
unpowder-coated legs. Yeah, we put powder coating on everything, don't we, Terry?
Absolutely.
They're
Smooth to the
really
touch.
nice. And it's a great deal. You don't have to clean the legs, and you put a new caster on it, right, Terry? Uh-oh.
He doesn't know what to say.
I
He's
don't.
speechless. Speechless.
Well, it's a step forward.
I don't know.
He's speechless.
It's one
Look at this.
angle of doing all
Red
our
in the
games.
Wait a
and
minute. I'm
everything.
supposed to be down there.
Yeah, we're supposed to
Not
be
here.
No.
This is like a
Well,
blooper
we'll get back to you again, Todd, won't we?
Yes, thank you. And Greg, you don't get out of it. You and Kurt were very busy also. You were
Now,
very busy,
Michelle,
weren't you? Now, we
you
first go with
are busy
Michelle.
getting everything lined up here, aren't you?
She puts the stuff.
Good.
You have to have a shipping,
So we're
literally
going
a
through-
shipping department, because if you don't, you're going to get really
All of
screwed
these
up,
power supplies,
especially
trying to
when
get
you're
everything
trying
in
to
order.
ship stuff out the same day.
Now tell me, are you going to make this perfect and our inventory actually all correct?
Yes, I am.
You better.
I'll do a
You're
Mr.
clucking.
Spacey's
Yes, I am.
file.
You see? And I'm not talking. See, I'm here in person doing this one. Because that back and forth stuff has to stop. But she has to clear the stuff out. We got to figure out what the hell we have. We
There's
got
so
a
many
lot
parts.
of brand new boards.
Hundreds
And
of
we
boards.
record players up here. Pioneer
Laserdisc
Laser
players.
Records. So, little of everything, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. What a mess. Boards,
Where is
films,
everything?
cartoons.
And that's our other business, the film sales. Yeah, so
Now that is depressing. But where else would you have a Lassie TV episode ready to run? But only at TNT Amusements.
It's like a view inside your mind.
We should go back and see what Kurt is doing. Curtis!
now Kurt's been the one with us the longest.
And Gregory.
And Gregory, there he is.
Slim! Do you hear this abuse?
I do.
Now, what on earth is wrong with this?
Nothing.
My competitors think it's fine. They would just
Yep,
solder
they just
wires
fixed
direct,
this.
wouldn't they? That's right.
Would they go to the expense of putting a new board in?
No.
And put new pins in? No. Yes, that's right. No, they wouldn't. Would they?
Absolutely not.
Pennies from heaven, right, Kurt? Sure. By the way, did you disconnect all these stupid jumpers?
Oh, look what
idiot?
they did in this poor
Look at
haunted
this.
house. Some
Look at these
fool
green
put all these
jumpers
green
all
wires.
over the place. Are they stupid? I have to put the jumpers on. I gotta put the
That's
jumpers
what they
in.
scream at me.
Calm down there, Tubby.
Tubby?
Tubby.
It worked. Whatever they did, it worked.
Yeah,
It was running.
not for long.
It was running.
But then to take the boards out, you got to unsolder wires.
No, they have it on. They have it on slide-ons.
Slide-ons. Yeah, I'll bet. Well, they're coming out.
Oh.
Aren't they, Kurt?
Actually, had somebody tell me today the haunted
you
house.
got somebody's got to work.
that
I'm
they
not
bought
doing
for me
it.
6 or 7 years
And this is
ago
Monte Carlo,
worked
Greg.
Perfect. They've had no problem with grounds.
Got the explosives rigged up here when I hit this power switch.
Nothing. It's loading. Well, it's not blinking yet, but
You know,
are we
this-
bringing
this
up
game-
credits
I
yet?
think this guy, he sent it in for repair.
Was it one of
I
these
think
chips?
Every single
It was the one that
board
they had
was
replaced
put in
originally.
bad. Every board had a problem.
Oh, the one in the socket.
Yes, that one
Yes.
was bad.
Now, Greg, isn't it wise when a chip has changed that we put it in the socket?
Absolutely.
Yes. Nowadays, you should socket it. Okay.
Then it makes easy to
Look,
fix
Frank's
later.
battery board.
Franklin, there's your board.
Freshly installed.
Freshly. Well, this is
11th
making
year, yeah.
progress.
We've been 11 years. We've
There's still a
figured
lot
out
of
he's
stuff
been
going on. One needs
putting the
balls
boards
to.
Yes.
It'll just sit there and
I
stare.
was hoping it would play some sort of sound for me.
No, it's not blinking. That bulb, that
Turned
light
out
bulb
we
right there
had
has
bad
to blink.
ROMs.
Try it one
two
more
of the
time.
ROMs were bad. Right? Is that it, Craig?
It's locked
Yeah.
on now.
And, we
One
have.
step at
You
a
have to have a burner station, folks.
This every single
if you're
board
really
was
getting involved
screwed
in
up in this game. The amplifier was blown up, top right. Every single board.
There are 4 faults in the logic board. A bad
Yeah,
problem.
we still
in
have a
the
driver
sound
board
board.
problem with it.
This has been an absolute toilet, but it's
I
coming.
did hear Steve Young is not going to be
Right?
making plastic sets for it either.
We'll
He said
look
he has
over
to
and
make
see what
too
he's
many.
doing over in the corner.
So,
Well, there it is.
so there it is with the new board
new-
with the lights
Board installed,
and new connectors.
running, and tell me what's going on with this. Will you turn this on? And here, let's see. No.
Quality video.
Look
I'll
what
just
this
put
guy
LEDs
did.
on
He
all the
put
boards.
LEDs
Oh, this one's off.
on these boards.
Good. What on earth?
Here, we're going to show you the back of this. This is
And look, they even put
outrageous.
one here.
That's 5 volt. That's
He
the
just
60.
added. I'll just put LEDs on everything.
LEDs.
It works. It's nice. 30 volt.
Gonna fix
12,
it good.
24,
Oh, good.
minus
People will
12.
know we
And
have
tell me, how
voltage.
many, Kurt, and the
there's
hundreds
4
of
on
Gottlieb
that.
games,
4.
count, show me on one hand how many of those boards went bad. Thank
right.
you.
Yeah, the amplifier never goes bad on a Gottlieb
It
game.
was a project.
Let's change
It was
this.
a nice project.
A project.
Did you see how nice it was installed?
Now watch this solder
Let's
job.
see.
Now, wouldn't you like to buy?
Wow, that's a
Isn't
beautiful
that a nice
job.
LED
Nice.
installation? Wow. Just to put the
I'm
LED
gonna-
in.
I'm gonna fix this guy.
That's what they do.
So smart.
Oh, and the boy is still working on this board. He's processing
Burning ROMs.
on the ROM-o-matic board, ROM burning system. This is all patented, all copyrighted. What on earth is this?
Graphics card for something.
Xenophobe?
Sure.
A test piece? Micro center? Various capacitors? Circuit boards?
All kinds of things.
Oh God, what a mess. Who runs this place?
Well, yeah.
Back to you guys.
It is a mess. It was a mess. Well, it continues to
Evolve.
evolve. It's still just as messy.
No, it doesn't.
I always tell people, especially our customers, they want to see our shop in the back. And I just say, listen, a messy shop is a busy shop.
There you have it.
And if you have a clean, nice, clean shop, it means you're not doing anything. Right, Frank?
Don't try to justify your mess. I say
But your area is messy too, Franklin.
12 other people use it. I'm not cleaning up after them.
This is true.
Tony, we have a 1-minute segment with you. You're not getting off easily.
Before you go, there were some people that had a question in the chat. You mentioned a burger station. Now everyone wants to come to the shop for lunch. You said Gregory has his own burger station?
No, he's going to have his own burger station when he leaves TNT.
His own grill. Now, Tony graced us last week with his... So I said,
I'm
can
up
you
here,
film
Todd.
this with us?
So, here we have an Atari Superman. Wide body. This game is absolutely fantastic. It's a Steve Ritchie
He has
design.
a new back glass for it.
In
So
my
we have the
opinion,
original.
it is the finest Atari game ever made. It's also Steve Ritchie's last Atari. Now, I would have put fire LEDs here, blue fires in here
Which
to
we
give it a little
have.
more pop.
That's great, Tony. What else would you do to this game? Why don't you think about it for a couple of minutes?
So that'll really make it fun.
So mean.
Like, so what else can we do with this?
You're so mean to this boy.
Tony, what are you thinking
Now,
about right
Space
now?
Invaders. This is the widest of the wide bodies. Much like our good friend Todd Tucky is the widest of the wide bodies.
Oh.
Har, har, har. Okay. Goodbye, Todd. Have a great day.
Well, see, Tony, we got you in the screen, didn't we? I hit every button on our screen. Now, a lot of people know, on a sad note, my wife Pam passed away about 1 year and 4 months ago. So I try to include her in everything I do with the videos and such. I found this clip I didn't run before. This is a clip we did on our last video before Christmas, and she was upset that I didn't have her in the Christmas video. Since it's only like 2 minutes, but I thought I'd run you. So a lot of you have seen Pam in my videos over the years, and we recorded this.
Look, we just got in. The customer has been waiting for a hot hand, and we just got this baby traded, and it's actually in very nice condition. And
Todd.
What's that?
Todd, where are you? Todd. Todd.
It's my beautiful wife.
You didn't put me in the Christmas video.
I'm sorry, honey. Well, you weren't here. Here, let me catch.
I know, you always forget me.
I'm so sorry. I mean,
Don't believe him, Pam. He's not really sorry.
well, you really can't do anything about it because you're just ahead.
You should be working.
Listen, I was just kidding about that.
You were.
No, do you have something to tell them?
What? Merry Christmas and Happy New Year!
That you forgot the line. The script. Now, do me a favor and just get out.
No.
Sweetheart.
Cut.
There we go. Yeah.
Love it.
So we include her. So I keep finding clips I keep forgetting. And of course this was very early green screening. That was, I don't know, what was the copyright? I think it was 2013 or 2014, something about 10 years ago. But I was learning how to run that program. I'm still using it, a 2002 speed edit program that the last guy that knew how to fix it was either fired or died. So I can't get any help to get the program running. Jillian thinks I should get another program, but I'm too old and fat to learn.
Truer words have never been spoken.
Speed Edit is a new tech product.
That's right.
New tech. People who made the video toaster in the late 80s.
But they're making studio broadcast stuff. They only, the guys said they don't do any more home stuff. Everything is professional. They do broadcast. Wow.
Todd, may I
made
point
a lot of videos.
May I point out that it is 5:37 and these folks have something else they want to do?
They do. It is really. We went over
5:37.
Do we have a couple? We have time for a couple questions. Does anybody have any questions? Yes, sir.
You've obviously been making these type of videos for a very long time. Before the days when people who are famous or powerful started doing podcasts. So basically, you were doing this before a lot of people who now do this professionally. When you see some of these people, do you see stuff like, oh, I did that first, or I did that first, or do you see things that I was making that mistake before, you're making this mistake. Whenever you see these other people, do you see the mistakes that you used to make and fixed?
No, not really. I like watching other people's videos now because they're picking up the line. It's getting more. How many videos can I make on high speed? You know, it just gets to be a point, and video habits have changed. 3-minute formats in the up and down mode is the way it goes now. The TikTokers.
Yep.
We have a big TikTok channel. As a matter of fact, I almost forgot.
No.
Well, you know, I can't keep it all in my head, but I wanted to film everybody because I'm going to use this later. Real quick, say hello to everybody.
Hello,
this is the end of my seminar, and it's been a disaster.
It has been.
Oh, gosh. What?
We agree.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Where's my video clip?
Oh.
You wasted my time making me film that stupid stuff, and you're not even going to run it?
It's not here. Jillian, I knew I had other videos. It has to be there. It's not on my buttons.
Well, while we're looking for that, you had one other question in the audience.
Go ahead.
Hardest game to sell.
I don't know. Even though I hate it, we sold a lot of motor domes, and that's dreadful. But back then, we were getting $13.99 for them. Do you remember them? We had so many of them at Christmas. Nothing's hard to sell, right?
I was going to say, there's nothing that's really hard to sell per se.
There's a lid for every pot.
We go through cycles, and the funny thing is, if you're around here long enough, or you're watching these videos long enough, you see some of the same machines come back and forth in the shop. So we go through cycles where, for example, we get the same timeline back over and over again.
Phoenix is the one we got back over and over again.
Or
Phoenix
Genesis,
is so awful.
or I mean, you start to see the same games come back again and again and again. So some of them get caught up in that loop. But as far as tough to sell, no, some stuff hangs around longer than other games. But eventually, somebody comes in and goes, "Oh my goodness, I've been looking for one of these," and out the door it goes.
Yeah, Miss Pac-Man's our best seller. And now we're selling them as multicades with 60. We start with a real cabinet, and then we got it and such. But we've sold over 5,000 of them. 5,000 Miss Pac-Man multicades, class of 81s.
25% of all that were made.
Out of the 40,000, that is the biggest one. That's the biggest seller. Pinballs, our number one seller, I believe, was Pinbot and Tomcat, where we sold almost 200 of each. Different ones, not the same one back and forth, but different ones. Had a lot, and some of them were really rough. Wow, without toppers. But see, once again, we were getting $11.99 for them, $13.99, and out the door they went and they worked. They did their purpose. And
I was going to say, and a Pinbot or an F-14 or a Tommy or a Taxi that comes in, it's gone within a week. High speed, oh yeah. Getaway, yeah, it's gone within a week. Yeah.
But not at the old prices.
No, of course not. We'd like them at the old prices, but no such luck.
I think Dragon, we kept getting that back too.
Yeah, that's another one. Close Encounters comes back.
We have a lot of them though.
Yeah.
We sold a lot of Close Encounters. Yeah, but for what they are, video games, it's harder to sell single games. That we did find that there's a few collectors out there like you folks. You have certain games that you want, but no matter what we put up on the website today, I have a mechanical Big Star, and we got it traded in. It works great. It looks good. The rubbers are fresh. So I put it up on Marketplace for $9.99. Made a little video, and then I dropped it to $8.99. Today I got a request. Do you have After the Fall or some goofy redemption game that just came out? Just nothing to do with what you're selling. The stupid Marketplace, responses. So I have to have a little fun. I said I just sold one for $500 a week ago.
Oh, that was the Drop the Clown or whatever it was.
Drop the Clown.
Yeah, something
so
like
when
that.
I looked it up, it's $15,000.
Right.
It's this redemption game. This big giant. Now, how he associated some old piece of
junk.
Big Star. Well, it's not a bad game. The back glass is so great.
Yeah,
I
agree.
really love that.
Yeah, you're right
but,
about them.
But we get all kinds of goofy requests. Do you have this? Do you have that? Do you have this? Do you have that? And they continue to come on. And once again, I said a moment ago, there's a lid for every pot. There's a game you'll have that somebody will make a beeline for and want to buy.
And have to have it. Yep.
And yeah, go ahead.
Quick question. Like out of the 90s, early 2000 machines. Out of the 90s, 2000 machines, what brands do you like to work on? Which have available parts? What are easy to work on?
Frank, that's probably a great question for you.
They're all about the same. I mean, CERN was the only one making games after '99, and all of those games you can get parts for, all the flipper stuff, all the common parts, rubbers. Yeah, well, I mean, they made them, all the way through, and they use the same mechanisms basically all the way through the '90s. The flippers, the ball troughs. They didn't really change a whole lot. So when you have one part that can be used, across dozens of titles, doesn't really matter. When you have a specialty part, like say a Rudy head, or the discs in Whirlwind or the playfield, you know what I mean? That's where you run into problems. But even over time, they started, somebody will make it. Somebody's going to make it.
You hope.
I mean, I make the little Tommy board. It's not a high demand thing, but we had some that we couldn't fix. I decided to make one.
And Frankenstein. He makes the Frankenstein.
I was waiting to get a Frankenstein that I could experiment with, and I finally had a guy that wanted his. I had it in my living room for about 2 months while I went over it for him and worked on the board and had to tweak the code to get it to work right. And
so the head turns randomly, and we sold a lot of them. Yeah, they're a pretty good seller. I would say the best machines, mechanically, are the Gottlieb System 3s. I find that the flipper mechs, everything held up really great. And other than end-of-stroke switches and plunges and links, of which I buy a lot of, I think last year I spent like $200,000 at Pinball Resource on parts.
Paying by check.
Yeah.
It's true.
But by check, it's right, yeah, with Steven.
But God help you when those boards fail. 3 weeks ago, we were in Texas, and we had a tech day.
Oh,
And I'm
right.
working with dozens of guys that have been doing this stuff for decades. And I said to them, "Hey, you guys want to fix some of these Gottlieb boards?" Nope. I don't want to touch them, and they don't want to touch them.
Now
so.
Greg is doing them for us.
Yes.
now.
Oh, that's
He's
I
my
forgot to
Gottlieb.
mention that.
Yes.
Greg is
Monte
our
Carlo
new
man.
Gottlieb head
Yes,
tech.
yeah.
He told me under no uncertain circumstances that no one is to touch a Gottlieb board except for him.
If you have a Gottlieb board that's not working, send it to Greg.
We don't call him Gottlieb Greg for nothing.
When
Good
he
luck
comes
and God
in,
bless.
He's shaking his head. He says, "Oh no!" I said, "You got to get this working."
He's like, "I'm going to fix these Gottliebs." He made a little test rig and a test board and a fixture. I'm like, "You can have it. It's all you."
Well, he did build a test rig for asteroids, so we were able to knock out a lot of asteroids.
The G in Greg stands for Gottlieb.
Well, yeah, and he makes a good burger.
Oh yeah. That's a good point.
Any other questions? We do have the floor until 6. I think you told me 4:30 to 6. Yeah.
Somebody wanted to know if the original Dragon's Lair with the Laserdisc players had a high rate of failure.
Now, yeah. I mean, so you've got electronic equipment that's gotten older. Oddly
Well, the
enough,
discs
one of my
themselves
servicemen in the early days, Chris, who left, he was with me for 15 years. He ended up going to get a job as a mailman. He's actually delivering mail now, but pays a lot more than I did. But he worked at the Pioneer Laserdisc place, and he fixed a whole bunch of players for us. And he knew what to do. I'm looking at these things, and how the hell do you fix these? So we knocked out a lot of laser players, got them running again. Then some were unrepairable once certain elements go in the players. But now nobody wants to have a real laser. But I have one laser game left with a Laserdisc player, Cobra Command.
I was going to say Cobra Command. It is. Yep.
That's shame they don't make that Daphne
was a
system
kit.
anymore. Remember
It's
that?
a Japanese version, isn't it? I think it is.
I'm not sure what disc is in it. The player still works, but we were waiting for an order for it, but we never got one. But
Don't you still have one of the Daphnes left? That was a great system.
no, the boards are gone now. Yeah, a lot of people stopped making them, or they had copyright issues or something, couldn't assimilate or make the board anymore, which would be nice if they did so again. Any other questions?
Todd, there was a question in the chat. You talked about the post office paying. Somebody would like to know if he will be returning to TNT next year if the post office closes.
Wow.
By the way, did you find the clip?
Sorry, Stringer. I couldn't get it.
You have Frank's clip?
Wrong resolution. You were supposed to rewrite it and upload
So basically, Frank's clips can't be shown because Todd made a boo-boo.
Oh. Okay, so you can't play it. Oh. Oh, they're gone. Oh. Frank, we had such a good clip.
Frank, congratulations. You
That
were
wouldn't be the
spared.
first time Todd
What's
screwed
wrong
up
with
footage that we shot.
720?
Remember the Popeye footage you screwed up?
Oh.
Well, what's wrong? Well, remember, I'm old and fat, and I can't, do a lot of this stuff anymore. And I guess you didn't have the clip of the 2500. I did a scan through. I put that up last night, but I guess you didn't see it. It's just showing just a fast scan through of all the videos.
Well, I guess we don't.
And Frank, somebody just put
It may be, I'm not sure what it's called. I don't see it on my screen.
What's that?
Well,
'Cause it had special
I guess a
effects.
lot of you have been with me. I've been stopped. A lot of people have stopped to get pictures and stuff and cards and stuff. A lot of people have told me, they watch the video before they buy them. Nope, that's the wrong one.
Let's have a conclave.
No, that's the wrong one. She's looking for it. But over the years, we've clocked in 19, we're approaching 1,900. I call them edited videos, where I actually sat down and spliced them together. 1,900 of them, and then we have about 600 to 700 live videos, like the video you're going to be seeing tomorrow if you watch of the show here, day 1 and 2, Thursday and Friday. We call them our live videos, and we don't count them. So we have about 600. So we're clocking in at 2,500 videos. We went up to 54,000 subscribers, which is really good. But the shorts are popular. The YouTube shorts are 3 minutes. And we're getting a lot more views with those than the ones I actually sit there and put these stupid jokes in and fly in pictures of different things. But it's nice to me when people actually say, "You can find it." No, that's not it. I don't even know where that is. I don't know where the music came from.
I kind of like the music.
It was cute. It was
As an
clever.
aside, by the way, if anybody wants a signed card from Todd, he has plenty of them. You can come down afterwards, and he'll be happy to sign them.
Yeah,
won't
as
you?
long I think we have to be out by like 6:05.
So you'll
or
go out-
6:10.
so
we can go
so
outside
you'll go out in
a
the
different
hallway.
location. Yeah, I'm trackable. You can track me
Oh,
down.
we know that.
Careful, because
Like-
the next show
like
is
Pluto.
The demo of Yukon Yeti from Turner Pinball. That's at 6:30.
Oh, that's important stuff.
So that, right? Yeah. So we okay. But any last final words from anybody?
This occurred to me. Years ago, I think it was maybe the fourth or fifth Pintastic, you talked about how people, when they buy a machine or get a machine, they'll play it to death for like a month or a little while, and then it'll sit, and then play occasionally. Is that how you know how you talk a lot about the bad fixes that are done, the makeshift stuff that drives you crazy? Is that why a lot of those folks get away with that? Because people, they figure they only have to deal with it for a couple of weeks because they're going to get bored and do something else, and they won't discover it until maybe 6 months later or a year later, and they'll figure, oh, well, something happened during that time, not because the guy did it.
Yeah, there's degrees of serviceability. It's safe to assume. See, all you folks are really into pinball, so you're going to play the game for hours and hours. I would say at least 60 to 70% of my customers, our customers, are going to play it, if we're lucky, an hour a week, and even less because the game ends up sitting, and then they call us up and say, we want to make a movie theater out of the game room. We're moving to Alaska. We want to get rid of the game, and we get our own games back. So I'm getting a World Cup soccer back, and I sold it years ago it was beautiful. I remember I noted it was beautiful, and I sold it for $3,400. Well, I offered her $1,900 cash, and she's thrilled. So we're going to pay.
actually see the light bulb
There's
go
no
off.
copyright. There's no copyright on the song, so I can use that song and not have a copyright. I don't. You don't get a strike, but you can't make any money off the video, and it's nice when you can make a little money. I make about $500 a month on the videos, so I've made about. I didn't monetize them until 2014 because I didn't want you watching the commercials, and since everybody else was doing it, I said, "What the hell?" So, since 2014, I made about $45,000 on the YouTube. And that funds the pizzas we buy.
And Applebee's.
And Applebee's,
and
yeah.
Daddy Pops. And
Yeah, all the good things in life. It makes about $500 a month, but that's
Yeah.
all the videos. That's 2,500 videos. That. Yes, I used to.
At least, yeah.
Don't have time anymore. It's so easy now. Everything is shot on this now.
There you go.
Because the old camera, you're hanging around, and it what a pain in the ass. So.
There you have it.
I'm too. But now, oddly enough, yesterday, when we left, these two young guys are making a documentary on me with two giant ass cameras, and they're going around filming. They keep coming back because if you're a good filmmaker, you want to have a lot of footage. So they filmed Chuck yesterday, right?
They did. They absolutely did. And
They're
just
coming back to do Frank.
And just point of correction, by the way, they're filming your documentary, so it's actually a giant ass on camera. Just saying.
Well, it'd be nice. Maybe I'll win an award.
You had one. I'm sorry, I didn't want to derail this conversation, but you had one more question in here before we have to get out of here. Did
We
you
have
a
6
question
minutes.
or comment? Yep, I have a question. Sure, fire away.
So this one's for Todd. I'm obviously a YouTube creator as well. So you got over 52,000 subscribers, 2,500 videos. Your videos have a strong following. What made you start sharing your work online?
What made me?
What made you start sharing your work online, like doing videos?
Why did you start sharing videos online?
Originally, if you watched any of my old videos, they were made for trade shows. We used to rent a booth and go to a home show and set the booth up, and then I said, well, I'll film some stuff so people can watch what we do and how we fix them. They were from the early 90s, 1990, 1991, 2, 3, before TV. However, I was running TV commercials on cable access. It was so cheap, and it was foolish not to. And they came in with their own equipment and filmed the cable access commercials, which were probably just as wretched as my stuff. But it got people out there. People saw us, and they knew what we were doing, and it was really good. And then a local newscaster, that Channel 6 in our area, Action News, 11 o'clock, is the biggest, huge following of people watching. And they came in and filmed a funny little thing about us selling the games. And that's when I saw the power of TV. We got dozens of calls. And before the internet, the only way they could find out about you, they couldn't do a Google search. They looked in the yellow pages. I was in 36 yellow pages. It was $2,600 a month.
Wow.
That's how much yellow pages were. And that was just one book. That was the main book. That wasn't even the little ones that turned up afterwards and such. And that was at the high point, and at the end of my commercials, we always said, we're in the yellow pages under Amusements. And so the TV show developed from there, and we started making the show for TV when I found out you could run an hour on cable access in the old days was $6. You could have your own show on TV for $6 for an hour, but it had to be between 12 midnight and 6 a.m. So I booked all the local stations to run this show from 12 to 1. It was the same half-hour show. It was back-to-back. So I was actually spending thousands of dollars on TV ads, but I was everywhere at midnight. And a lot of stories people would say, they grew up with me. They memorized the dialogue, scenes that we did, all kinds of stuff. And the show was popular enough to get me into the Broadcast Pioneers Hall of Fame.
Yes, it was.
So I did get into that. So, and that was fun because Actually, Chuck goes with me to some of the meetings.
Mhm.
My wife used to love to go there because she could
He
hobnob.
means the broadcast pioneers meetings, not the other meetings.
Oh.
Okay, those he goes on his own, doesn't use his own name. No, I don't go to those.
Well, that was good though. But
Yeah, but
the-
a lot of the YouTube really started because we were filming games for people that were getting them, but weren't local.
Yeah. That's
so
right.
We started putting those videos up, and then like,
Oh,
Todd
by
said, how
accident.
many high-speed videos can you do? How many pinball videos can you do? That's when we started doing.
They were
dialogue,
unlisted.
and
They
it
weren't public. And one,
Right.
I accidentally hit the public
Yeah.
button and had all these comments. Wow, this is great. That would have been like around 2010, 2011.
Something like that, yeah.
2010 is when we started YouTube. And I didn't have it monetized. I wish I did because that's where I got most of my views, majority of my views. Oddly enough, a month ago, my highest viewed video at almost 300,000 views on YouTube Shorts, 3 minutes, was on my other hobby, which is collecting film. And it was an old Technicolor 7-minute cartoon.
Oh, right.
And it struck everybody because I had details that no one apparently remembered or knew about. It was one with a talking dog, and he talks.
I never said that.
But nobody ever hears him except the owners. Called The Talking Dog from 1956. But what
Clever
made
title.
the cartoon unique was that it had punches to return it to the right library, and nobody knew what these numbers were, and I did. I mean, just old information. But we had all these views on that, so it had nothing to do with pinball, but, you know, you try everything. Now, that video has made me a lot of money.
And it's a beautiful
So-
thing that it has. Speaking of making money, we need to get out of here because
Yes, it is now
it is now
5:59.
5:59.
Any quick questions? One last one. We'll do one last one if anybody has it.
How many birthday parties and private parties?
Over 25,000 parties in our showrooms. And we started, we were the first in the country to do flat rate arcade parties. Nobody else did. And we were the first. And that's, for 38 years of birthday parties. A lot of parties.
It has been a fun ride. It has been a great party. And before we depart, on behalf of everyone here, on behalf of Todd and everybody up here, out to the TNT family and everybody in the audience, I just want to say thank you for being
supporting
here.
us.
You're the reason we do this. I hope you had fun. I hope you're going to enjoy the rest of the show. Be back next year. And if you have any thoughts or comments afterwards, we'll be down here. But thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Yes,
Thanks for staying. And look, Jillian, we ended right on time, young lady. And Jillian, thank you for all the support you do this show here. All the
Yes,
technical
absolutely,
stuff.
Julie. Thank you.
Providing me with my own push buttons here.
Good day.
Control the clips.
Now
Thanks
get
again,
out!
everyone. And the next show is in 30 minutes. Yes. Play demo of Yukon Yeti from Turner Pinball with Colin Wakefield. So that's starting in 30 minutes. And there's the end credit. Now get out! See? I forgot I had the end credit. Jillian,